This video is on box plots, or what they can be called as a box and whisker plot. So a box plot has 5 main features, which we call our 5-number summary. So we have our lower extreme or our lowest score, lower quartile, the median or Q2, upper quartile Q3, and the upper extreme or our highest scores. Now you can see a little example here. So our lower extreme and our upper extreme, or our lowest and highest scores, are depicted by a dot. Our Q1, Q2 or median, and Q3 are represented with 3 vertical lines. Now the dot joins together with the first vertical line. The 3 vertical lines in the middle make our box, and then the Q3 to the upper quartile is connected to our dot, our upper extreme, with a straight line. That box is what our interquartile range is, and our range is obviously our lower and upper. So you can see again how it's depicted a little bit differently here. This bottom whisker, so to speak, is the bottom 25%. The top whisker is our top 25%. And the box in the middle is our middle 50% of our scores. So the ages of 10 people at the pool are below. We need to find the 5-number summary. So our minimum score, our Q1, Q2, Q3, and our maximum. So our minimum score, very easy, is 5. Our maximum, 78. There are 10 people at the school. I need to find that at the pool, we need to find that halfway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my halfway point. But there are 2 numbers here, so I need to find halfway, which is going to be 24. Then I need to find that halfway of my bottom 5 scores. So halfway is 18, which is my Q1, and halfway up the top is 34. So that is my 5-figure summary. So the 5-figure summary is 5, 18, 24, 34, and 78. Now what we need to do is we need to draw a box plot. So I have my number line set up, and I have it for as low as it needs to go up to as high as it needs to go. So if we think back to the little image above, that means on my minimum, or my lowest value, is a dot, and it is the same on my maximum. So a little bit of estimation, 78, round about there. Now we need to draw 3 vertical lines for our Q1, 2, and 3. So our Q1 on 18, then we need our Q2 on 24, and our Q3 on 34. So again, we still use a bit of estimation where these are. We connect those 3 vertical lines to make our box, and then from our lower to our box, we draw a straight line, and the same to our upper at the other end. And that is our box and whisker or box plot. Then we go on to our parallel box plots. So parallel box plots, it represents multiple sets of data, and they're drawn on the same number line. So we need to make sure we have one number line that can accommodate all of the scores that are shown. So we need to write the mean monthly temperature for Maitland and Cairns as shown. So we need to do our 5-figure summary for both Maitland and for Cairns. So minimum, Q1, Q2, Q3, and maximum. And then the same for Cairns. So if we go through and look at all of our temperatures here, sometimes it can be easier to rewrite them out, or to at least put them into order. So for Maitland, my lowest score is July, June, April, August, September, May, October is 6, April is 7, November is 8, March 9, December 10, 11 and 12. And then we're going to do the same for cans. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it doesn't matter with that last score being the same. It doesn't matter which is 11 and 12 for cans. So our minimum score for Maitland, 14.8. And then our maximum is 29.2. And then we need to find our halfway point. So if we think about 12, half of 12 is 6 and 7. So if we look at 6, which is 21.3, and 7, which is 22.5, I need to find that halfway point. So if I did 21.3 plus 22.5 and I divided that by 2, that's going to give me 21.9 degrees. And then we need to find our our Q1. So if I look at the bottom 6 scores, so if you need to, write them out and it can make it a little bit easier in order to see what it is you need to see and how to actually calculate it. 18.6 and 21.3. So if I go through here, I have these two numbers in the middle. So again, I'm going to add them together and divide by 2, which gives me 16.95. And I can do the same for the top. So if this was my 1, 2, 3, and 4th, that means I'm going to go for my 7, 8, I want my 9th and 10th score. So I want halfway between 26.4 and 26.9, which is 26.65 degrees. Now we're going to do the same thing for cans. So my lower is 25.9, my upper is 31.6. Halfway between 6 and 7 is going to give me 29.5 degrees. Then I need my Q1, so between my 3rd and my 4th, which is going to give me 27 and 05. And then between my 8th and 9th score, which is 30.8 degrees. So between my 9th and 10th score. What we now need to do is we need to draw 2 of those box plots onto the one number line. So this will move. Okay, sorry. So I'm going to do these in 2 separate colours just so it makes it a little bit easier to see. So I'm going to do Maitland in black. So again, it's a little bit of estimation, but our lower is a dot. Our maximum is 29.2, so 29.2. And I need 3 vertical lines for my Q1, 2, and 3. So 16.95, so almost 17. Vertical line. Q2 is 21.9. And Q3 is 26.65. So remember, these 3 are connected to make our box. And then we join our upper and our lower with a straight line. Okay, cans I'm going to do as blue. So I need to do my minimum, which is 25.9. So we can already see, if we were to compare these, what we're looking at. So they simply go on top of one another with a little bit of a gap between. My maximum is 31.6. My Q1 is 27.05. Q2 is 29.5. And Q3 is 30.8. I'm going to move that dot up a little bit and connect through. So you can see there, and we need to make sure we do color code or some form of a key to tell your marker what it is they're looking at in these questions with a parallel box plot. So what it now wants us to do is to find the range and interquartile range for the set of data. So if I'm looking at Maitland, okay, my range is my highest minus my lowest. So 29.2 minus 14.8, which is 14.4 degrees. And then my interquartile range, which is between my middle 50%, so the two ends of the box, is going to be 26.65 minus 16.95, which gives me 9.7 degrees. And for cans, I have my range, which is my highest minus my lowest, so 31.6 minus 29.5. Oops, sorry, 25.9, which gives me 5.7, and my interquartile range, so 30.8 minus 27.05, which is 3.75 degrees. Now what it is asking me to do is to compare the temperatures. So we need to comment on the measure of spread. So the range of temperatures in Maitland is 8.7 degrees more than that of Cairns. And the interquartile range is 5.95 degrees more. So there is a significant difference in those measures. We can then say that Cairns' mean monthly temperatures are more consistent than Maitland. And we can also see that just looking at how close together all of our temperatures are for Cairns. Maitland is really spread out, whereas Cairns is that nice and compacted box plot.